Fuck it, Delegate.
Welcome back to the Fuck It Delegate podcast, the podcast that helps you delegate the shit that's holding you back in your business. I'm your host, Jeff, and I have my guest here, Rotty Ryan. What's up, baby?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. This is actually exciting that you actually, well, you come to Tampa a lot,
I
but
do.
to have you here, my brother from Chicago, let's talk about it, bro. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and how you even came up with the name Rotty.
Oh man, so I'm Rotty, right? It actually was organic. It came from you guys, clients, right? Partners, all that stuff. I was, I've been doing construction now 18 years. I just turned 40 on 9/11.
Woo! I'm about to be 40.
I've been doing this since 22. That's all I know. One of the things that I've noticed in the game early on when we were flipping thousands of homes is that the investors they don't understand what we do. And there's no trust, there's no transparency. The process is shot. Everybody's getting fucked. You're not making money. Everybody's pissed. And what do? We fight. We're not making money. You quit, I quit. And then you're like, I fucking hate rehabbing. I don't like this. No, dude, just learn it.
Yeah.
So I always say, hey, let me empower the investor to understand contracting, not so much to be a contractor, but understand the business of contracting. And then you'll level the playing field, and we all make money. So usually the way I teach it, we have classes online, we have coaching calls, I do consulting where I fly into people's cities, as you know. But I always say simply this: if you could deal with me, right, when I teach it and coach it and consult it, I'm like, listen, I'm your contractor telling you this shit.
Right.
So if you could deal with me, you could deal with anybody, right? So like, look at the way I'm project managing you. Look at the way I'm speaking to you. Look at the questions I'm asking you. Look at what I'm doing. That's what you should be doing, all the above, right? And what we're trying to do is create this element of leverage by using knowledge. And then that becomes, it starts to build some instincts, because this business is very instinctual. And where do we get instinct from? Failure.
Exactly.
So all of you guys have failed. I have failed a million times, but that's what it comes down to is, if you fail, you look at someone and go, I ain't doing that again.
Oh, absolutely,
but
bro.
if you know how to get out of it.
Failure is learning to me. Yeah, you fail forward.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. I've been doing it now, like I said, 18 years. We're here at the Grand Hyatt. At this family function, the mastermind.
Family reunion.
And then, man, so, Rotty, how was Rotty born, man? I've owned Rottweilers. My company, we have the branded logo, the Rottweilers, all this stuff. When we started in construction, the Garcilazo group, I always said we were the Rottweilers of redevelopment. And that's who we were. I've owned Rottweilers. My baby passed away, so I'm looking for a new little Rotty.
I got some poodles.
You can keep the fucking poodles. I deal with enough poodles in this game. Come on now. So with that said, I had a client out of Detroit.
Yeah.
And one day we're in the office. This is probably 7 years ago maybe. We're in the office, and he's like, he had two Ryans. One of his COO was also Ryan. And he goes, hey, Ryan. So we both were like in a conference room. We both like just look. And he goes, no. He goes, my Ryan. And I go, oh. He goes, no. He goes, my Ryan's a nice Ryan. He goes, this Ryan's an asshole. You're Rotty. I said, ding, ding, ding. Dude, it was just slow motion fireworks. I was like, oh, shit. So I went home. I told one of my marketers, I said, I have an idea. I said, can we brand Rotty? She's like, dope, done. And that was it. That brand literally was launched then.
And it's an amazing brand, by the way, because, things happen, organically, right? You just come up, you're talking, your conversation, a light bulb just clicks and be like, boom, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. A brand is born.
Sometimes it's being in a situation, it's understanding where you're at.
Right.
Where you're at within your space. It's also fully understanding your role and impact within your space.
Yep.
It's also taking on the responsibility of that impact in your space. And I'll give a shit who you are. I own this space. Rehab Depot is number fucking one for a reason. This guy. And the reality, what I mean by that is because when it comes to marketing and branding, I have learned that. I didn't just know that, you learn that. And I realized that's the power.
Right.
And now I can put other companies under that brand because there's a Rottweiler behind it. And when you meet me, I'm as authentic as you see me now. That's what we do. I'm the same guy on the videos that you hear that are sitting here right now. A lot of guys aren't like that. So what happens to your brand? Oh, that's not real.
It's not real.
Right? You come to something like this, if I'm not real, it's over.
It's true.
It's over.
Yeah.
Before I even walked in, it's over.
Yeah, you're hanging with a lot of millionaires and billionaires. So the realness comes out.
Yep.
So our listeners, many of them are aspiring entrepreneurs, or they already have a functional business, or they might even be flipping 10, 15 homes per year.
Right.
It doesn't really matter.
True.
But what can you tell them right now for the future flippers out there? What are some important things you would think that you do or in your business that you coach and mentor that are your top 5 things to do if you're going to be starting a flipping business?
Number one, know your KPIs. And write this
KPIs.
down. Sub-inventory.
Write this down, guys. This is
Sub-inventory,
important.
quality control. You have change orders.
So
budgets,
KPIs is
schedules,
one.
Right? KPIs
Yeah.
is one. You want to make sure that you understand pre-production. That's 2. Then you want to understand production. That's 3. Then you want to understand project management. That's 4. And then overall, what is general contracting all about? Learn the business. Again, not to be the general contractor, but learn general contracting, and you will be absolutely empowered. Because you got to think this way: in this business, you have to be the A because you're going to hire the C. It's fucking logic,
right.
right? You hire a GC, you're like, oh, that guy, he's supposed to bring me the process in the system, and theoretically he should because he's a business, but he's not the type of business you think he is.
Yeah.
He needs you to help him. He doesn't even know he needs you. So make it a win-win by being the A. Learn the business and teach him his own business.
Gems.
Give him the business.
You know, it's crazy because, like, most people, and I include myself in this because I used to do around 15 to 20 homes per year. Haven't did one this year. Got out of it because it was just time consuming. It's just like I just can't flip anymore. I'm just like, I'm over it. It was so much to deal with. The lumber prices are going up, and general contractors want to charge extra.
Yep.
I was just like, I was burnt out. Like, what do you do for a guy like me or anybody else there that like? Is there something to continue pushing forward, or is there ways that you could start delegating some of these tasks and try to like mitigate those fears because there's scarcity mindset?
That's good questions.
Yeah.
The reality of what I'm trying to suggest to that is the more you prepare, I just did a video on this myself where I talk to contractors and investors. I say, listen, figure out a way to provide more value to the value that you already bring, right? And if you don't understand your value, get the fuck out of the way.
Right.
But if you are a person who is bringing value and you feel that you are a person of high value, then it's your job and your duty as a coach, mentor, whatever you want to call yourself, to continue to level yourself up. How do I add value? So in your case, lead times on materials, it's happening. Surplus on charging, it's happening. The labor pool in construction is shot. Why? 80s and 90s, they always preach go to college, go to pros. Everybody did. Nothing wrong with that. Now you got a gap. The 55-year-olds are like, fuck that. I'm not using an app, and I'm tired. I don't want to get on my knees anymore. The young kids coming up have no skill set. Why? They took it out of shop. The shop's out of school, mechanics out of school, all these things. So you have a gap. So you can't deal with that gap. So you mitigate that risk by, one, you do your pre-production. Risk mitigation, you always analyze all your risks. Geography of the property, location of the property, demographic of the property, the budget of the property, the GC that you might use for the property, the weather, time of the year, season, locate, all that, right? Then you start looking at moving into the paperwork. Is my paperwork on point? Start getting your design boards in order. What is this project going to conceptually look like? Because I still need to plan that anyway in case I still have lead time on materials. So the more you plan and prepare, there's nothing with scheduling projects out. That's what people don't fucking get. In the real estate investing game, we don't have time. We have to hit a market. So we're constricted by time. Whereas as a consumer, let's say I go to you and your wife's house and she's like, I want my dream kitchen. We got some time to really get that done.
Yeah, because
it's your dream kitchen.
My wife wants a dream kitchen. Yeah,
Whereas
or her closet.
Yes.
She always says, I want my closet with an island. I want chandeliers. I want to have a wall full of shoes.
I'm not surprised. I like it, but I'm not surprised. But that's the reality of it. We have no time in the investment side. So you have to plan these things, and there's nothing wrong with forecasting and scheduling things out. You're going to have to start doing that, which means maybe your loan, the funding source might be a little bit different. The time on your loan might be a little bit adjusted. You're going to have to. You can be holding this for a little bit longer than you might have thought. And then you have to also do the risk mitigation again in the beginning, saying, well, shit, I usually would have gotten rid of this thing in 5 months. I might have to hold an extra 2 or 3 because I'm not going to get materials for 2 months.
Yeah.
So you start looking at all that and plan for that. The more you plan for it, right? If you're reactive, it costs you money. If you're proactive and predictive, you're on top of your shit. So that's all I tell everybody is just keep planning for your projects. Remember 2 things, children. Schedules are moving targets. Budgets are moving targets. They're not perfect. They never will be. You have 2 times in construction. You have projected and actual. Track that shit.
Track that shit.
Track that. Flip that shit.
Flip that shit. So, our listeners, they want to know, maybe some advice, right? What are the top 3 things you could say that they can implement right now, today, to drastically change the way of thinking, or if they want to get into the real estate flipping business, or just being an entrepreneur? What are 3 things that they can implement right now to change their whole way of doing business that can actually help them?
1, be authentic. Who you are now will be the same motherfucker you are if I give you $1 million tomorrow.
There you go.
Right? So if you're fucked up now, you're going to be fucked up tomorrow. You're just going to have $1 million with you. And that's probably a bad thing.
That's
probably a very
is a bad thing.
combination for you, right?
Right.
So when you're climbing the ladder, always remember that perspective. You know, so everybody always says, shoot for the moon, shoot for the moon. Gosh, I shot for the moon. I believe in that. You shot for the moon. But you forget the self-awareness of where you currently are at. Everybody here has everything we've ever dreamed of.
Right.
And sometimes we lose that perspective of, I'm living the life that I've been wanting since fucking 18 years ago. What's wrong with me?
Right.
What's wrong with my psyche? Because you keep chasing that shiny shit. And there's nothing wrong with shiny shit. We like shiny
See,
shit. But
it's
at
the
the end of
shiny
the day,
shit that I was talking about.
shiny shit calls your name.
Yeah.
And then you have to look at that. Like I said, you have to look at who are you? Where'd you come from? What are your vices? Right? If you've got vices, they will be amplified. Ego. So be authentic. 1, 2, check your ego.
Yeah.
Right?
Check that shit at the door.
Check the shit at the door, bro. Because at the end of the day, that's one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn with family, with friends, with business, with peers, is that ego of Rotty. That's a real fucking ego. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I need to do. But there's a difference between Rotty and Ryan. So always understand the difference between the person and the persona. Don't fuck that up. Number 3, I would say authentic, ego. Number 3, I would say personally, don't lose your faith, whatever you believe in. That's something that I lost, and I got back, and I'm grateful I got it back. And sometimes you got to remember why you're even fucking here.
Yeah, I think you got to question that to yourself a lot, right?
Yeah, man.
Why am I here? What am I doing this for?
I learned
Because you'll get lost.
I learned over the years that my purpose is to impact lives.
There you
impact
go.
lives with my knowledge to help you impact your own life, and then you could pass that forward, pay it forward, and impact somebody else's life. When you're at events like this, everybody's cheering for you. For the most part, everybody's cheering for you.
Right.
You're going to have some people that you don't get along with, but it's human nature, right? You can't put a bunch of lions in a fucking room and not expect them to rumble. It's life. However, there's a lot of I would believe there's 10 times more respect in this room than you would believe. And you look at some of these other personalities, because I watch some of these guys' videos, right? We all watch each other. We
all
smile,
watch each other.
And you see each other. You're like, dude, that last video was dope. I loved it.
I seen your TikTok. That thing was blowing up. Yeah.
And you want to cheer for everybody, because there may be 300 people here, but that's 300 people in a massive fucking ocean of what we do. So to be in this room, again, understand that you made it. So be authentic, check your ego at the door, understand where you're at with your faith. Be you. Because I'm telling you, man, I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everybody here, but they respect me enough to know that. I respect them enough to know that. And even when I meet them, there's certain people I'll get a little rowdy with, and there's certain people I just won't. Right? It's respect. You have people that are complete diehard Christian faith people. I'll try to clean up my language around them. It's just respect. But I'm still me. That's all I'm saying. So I think that was more of a mindset pieces of advice for you, more than money, more than chasing deals. These are personal lessons that I've failed on myself.
I think what you're saying is facts, right? So, like, you got to work on your mindset before you even think about chasing that money. Because most people that start chasing the money and don't focus on the mindset end up failing, right?
100%. I think everything I'm sharing with you guys is every fucking mistake I ever made.
Yeah.
So, and this is why my perspective is unique to mine. You know, when I coach and teach, I say the same thing to everybody. I'm like, I'll give you the ingredients, but you got to make your own recipe, right? I'll tell you what you got to make the cake, but you still got to make the cake.
Exactly.
My success won't be your success, but I'll make sure you're successful, because you got to tailor custom it to Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff and Rotty aren't the same.
Exactly.
We're just not. The way we think, the way we operate, where we're going, what our goals are, might be similar, but we're just simply not the same.
Right.
So take the ingredients, mix that shit up in a fucking bowl, and hit the fucking pavement, bro. But you got to go get it.
Yeah, put that shit to work.
You know what happens oftentimes as an entrepreneur is everybody thinks like, oh, I'm going to go do it, and they realize it's hard.
Yeah.
They realize it's taking too long, or they're not making money the way they thought they're making money, or all this bullshit. And then I look at them, I'm like, I want to smack the shit out of you. What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
Right. And progress, I always tell people this. Believe in the progress, right? Like, people are like, oh, man, I'm not there yet. I'm like, if you just take small steps every single day, you're going to get there. Because slow progress, guess what? It's still progress.
Yes.
Now, if you stop and there's nothing moving, you ain't going to go nowhere.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Again, perspective. You have to understand that the game that you're trying to enter, which is real estate investing, and there's so many different exit strategies within that realm, and there's so many things to learn within our industry. I say stay in lane, pick your niche, and master it. For example, I was a contractor, realized that there was an issue between you and I. You don't understand me, I don't understand you. So I learned real estate investing, so I understood my clientele.
Yep.
And then I said, I'm going to teach you guys construction so you understand who you're hiring. That works, right? when you start looking at it that way, all you're looking for is opportunities. Entrepreneurs look at everything like, I had a post that I put out there on my Instagram about a gazebo, a fucking gazebo.
A gazebo?
A gazebo, bro. It was like I was blown away because it was like $8,500 gazebo. I'm like, $8,500 fucking gazebo that's gonna blow away and break. So what I thought is, I wonder how much I could get that shit for in China at cost. I could probably flip that shit here in America and make a max profit. So I learned that it was like actually like $900 to make.
Are you serious?
Fucking ridiculous. It's like $900. So I'm like, okay, if I sold 10 of those a month, right? That's what an entrepreneur does. Opportunist. You look for every angle possible. But I'm only doing shit like that because I mastered the art of rehab. I always know I got that to fall back on. That's my bread and butter. That'll always get me paid. And then with the Rotty brand, Rotty will always get me paid.
See, that's what.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes, bro. First of all, let's dissect a lot because you unpacked.
I just gave you the most.
You just gave
anybody. I don't give a fuck who's been on.
You
this
just
show.
gave some gems too.
Don't ever forget this face. Click on the link below. Rotty the legendary flipper.
He
Come see me.
legit just said he was figuring out a fucking gazebo. How to take a gazebo like $7,800. That's a lot of money. How can I get this shit cheaper? Found it for you said $900.
$900.
$900, and now you can come here and buy a bunch of gazebos for $900 and flip that shit for $7,800.
But here's the deal, though. Think about the logic of what I just said. The numbers are insane, right? When you compete with what's on the market, all you got to do is come in under. So if the market right now is $7,800 for a gazebo, I'll come in at $75,000.
Well, why not $5,000?
I could do $5,000. You don't need to be greedy.
You don't gotta be greedy. $5,000, you still making the come up.
So check this out. Speaking of the same example, and this is where entrepreneurs look at being authentic and checking that ego and understanding business and taking risks and shots. I'm sitting there going, I've been in construction a long time. I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking lie. I've been doing this so hard, so fast and furious for a long time that sometimes I take calls from my own project managers and I'm just like, fuck it. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. When that happens, I know that I need a break. I need to be more creative in a different environment, and that's when I look for other businesses and opportunities. So I said, okay, what else can I do in construction where I could add value to the Rehab Depot and continue adding value to our students, continue bringing in clientele, continue helping guys like you. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, you know what? I might get into a dumpster company. I might buy the trucks and get the dumpsters, and I'm going to be the one that puts that out there for demo crews, and I'll run the demo crews because that's easy. All I need is an administrative assistant who takes the fucking inventory and calls. I can automate it online so they can do orders all day long. Right? We send out the legal paperwork. Like we've all bought dumpsters.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is a no-brainer business. So what do I do? Do I know anything about dumpsters? No.
Nope.
What I do, I look in our industry, at our peers, and I say, who the fuck is doing this? Matt Larson.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And Matt Larson does everything else. And I'm like, Matt Larson got into that space. I was like, fuck it. So I texted him. That's the power of having peers. You can just text somebody.
Well, power in networking.
It's power.
Yeah.
I just texted him and said, bro, what was, flat out, this is where people pay thousands of dollars for this type of question, this type of answer. I said, flat out, I go, what was the initial investment on this dumpster company, and is it worth it? He wrote $100,000, got me 1 truck and 20 dumpsters. I said, unfucking believable. And then I said, my next follow-up question was, did you pay in full or was there a deposit and was it financed? He said, I think he said he put 20% down, which is 20 grand, follow the fucking ball. And he said he financed the rest. I'm like, I'm in.
Wow, so $20,000 to own 1 truck, 10 dumpsters, finance the rest. So as you start working, you can start paying off that balance, and then after that, it's all cash flow.
100%. So it's like rental units, but I'm gonna be pimping out dumpsters. Look at it this way. Your average 40-yard dumpster is like $580 these days. All right. Well, in Chicago, which is a massive market.
Yeah, it's about to say that's what I pay too. Yeah.
I'll pay a little bit more on gas because I'm in a corner of the fucking market. I would never consider getting in a dumpster business if I didn't have the Rotty brand to do it.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Brings exactly what I was about to say. So
I'm building an ecosystem.
It's just an ancillary business to what's already your business. So it's supporting your business. If I own a construction company, another company I might own might be kitchen, like cabinets and shit, like a cabinet company. Mm-hmm. Guess what, guys? You can come get your cabinets from us, and also we can help you with your building your home as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly it.
So there's another ancillary business that's in your niche.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, you take it a step further. Let's take that dumpster company ideology further. Matt. Let's take it a little step further, right? With that said, I don't have to just stay in Chicago. I could call all the biggest players in Chicago and say, let's just do an exclusive deal at I don't know, 20. So that's, I'll invoice you $2,500 a month.
Yeah.
You have all my dumpsters, everything you need, because you're doing 100 flips a year anyway.
Right.
I'll call you. I'll call everybody in different markets. All of a sudden, I'll go from Chicago to every major market with the Rotty dumpsters, because you guys will take my dumpsters, and we're just gonna do a flat deal. Fuck ordering dumpsters at will. Just send us your invoice on when you need a dumpster, and we'll fulfill it.
We got you.
So I'm already thinking that I've already got logistics squared away.
Wow.
You see where I'm going with this?
It's the power of entrepreneurship.
But it starts. You got to try. You got to get started, bro.
It's amazing.
You got to go.
All right. So, to piggyback on what you just said, to get started, what are 3 things that you could tell our listeners right now that want to get started in entrepreneurship or flipping or dumpster owning or fucking gazebos?
Research, education, and ask a lot of questions.
Research, education, and ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, and this is a business.
And there's no dumb questions.
There are none. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
When I say research, I mean research it. When I got in the dumpster business, I researched it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, right? And then I said, all right, I need some education on it. What'd I do? Fucking call my guy.
Exactly.
And then what was the third thing I did? Ask a lot of questions.
Yep.
I just lived what I told you to do. And what did I get in 5 minutes? A business.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. But at the end of the day, man, shit to get off the fucking pot, bro. This isn't, everything you've ever wanted is in front of you. The world we live in right now, everybody's making money.
A phone in your pocket. You got access to YouTube, Google, like everything is at your disposal of information.
Yep.
Information overload.
Yep.
But I think, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people could get information overload in themselves and don't apply anything.
I agree with that.
Right?
But I also think people naturally have this anxiety about themselves, which we all have anxiety. I think in today's world's so fucking fast. Everything's so moving, and there's so much information out there. Everything's coming at you, and you're on social media. Everybody's on social media, and your brain's getting warped and all this bullshit of what's real, what's fake. I think we do it to ourselves. And then what happens is we all overthink everything. When you start overthinking everything, which again is easier said than done not to do, you put yourself in that space.
Facts.
Where you're overthinking everything. It's like, no. Just simplify it, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dumpster.
Trash goes
I'm
in.
Fucking garbage in it.
Yeah.
Simplify the idea. Right? And then I say the same thing with construction. I'm like, it's a house. Think of what you built from the ground up. What do we need to do here? And I come from healthcare back in the day. I used to be a medic working in the ER, so I always looked at a house kind of like a patient. Like the patient is sick, it's presenting to you. The body's telling you that there's something wrong. We need to figure it out. That's a house.
Yeah.
The house needs to be flipped, right? It needs to be rehabbed. It's telling you what it needs. Fucking open your eyes, right? Do some research, phone a friend, ask questions.
I love it, man. All right.
What was that TV show? Phone a friend. Remember? It was some about the money.
This is like deal,
some shit like
deal
that.
Or no deal.
You have to like risk it. Like you get like 5 chances for help, but you got to use them all up.
Yeah.
Phone that fucking friend.
Phone that friend. You in a hunch, bro? Phone that friend.
Phone that fucking friend, bro.
All right. So how can our listeners and viewers out there actually get a hold of Ryan Rotty?
How you got to do this is very simple. All right. So you go to Instagram, Rotty the Legendary Flipper. Go on social media. Follow me on Facebook, Ryan Rotty Garcilazo, and then the Rehab Depot as well. Google Rehab Depot everywhere. It's very easy to find. It's easy to find.
Rehab Depot.
Rehab Depot. And if anybody wants to personally email me, it's ryan@therehabdepot.com. And here I'm going to give you some more fucking fire because I'm that kind of guy. Here's my cell, 847-899-5713. Text me. Let's talk.
Love it. Again,
I'm going to show you how to flip that shit.
Flip that shit. I appreciate you, Ryan.
Salud.
Man, this was an amazing little podcast interview, bro. I already know our viewers are going to get massive amount of gems.
Always
guys,
here to help, bro.
Thank you for listening and viewing this on the Fucking Delegated podcast. Till next time, we out.
Heard them lasers talking now and we don't pay that no mind. Didn't need to watch them, know that I'll be here in no time. Put a candle on it.